Good evening, and welcome to Philosophy for the Night. Tonight, we're going to take a journey through the world of philosophy, exploring the ideas and insights of some of history's greatest thinkers. From the ancient Greeks to modern-day philosophers, we'll reflect on the big questions of life and try to find some wisdom to help us navigate our way through this chaotic world. Let's start with a question that's been asked for centuries. What is the purpose of life? This is a question that has been pondered by everyone from Aristotle to the Dalai Lama, and the answers are as varied as the philosophers who have tackled it. One idea that has been consistent throughout history is that the purpose of life is to live well. The ancient Greeks called this eudaimonia, which roughly translates to human flourishing. This idea was later developed by the philosopher Aristotle, who believed that the key to living well was to cultivate virtues such as courage, honesty, and kindness. These virtues, according to Aristotle, would help us to find balance and harmony in our lives and ultimately lead to a state of eudaimonia. But what does it mean to live well in today's world? In a world that seems to be changing faster than ever before, it can be hard to find a sense of purpose and meaning. One answer comes from the philosopher Seneca, who believed that the key to living well was to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. By living in the present moment and accepting what comes our way, we can find a sense of peace and contentment even in the midst of chaos. Another area where philosophy has a lot to say is in the realm of love and relationships. From Plato's Symposium to modern-day thinkers like Alain de Botton, philosophers have explored the nature of love and the challenges of building meaningful connections with others. One idea that has been consistent throughout history is that love is not just a feeling, but a practice. The philosopher Eric Fromm believed that love is an art that requires effort and dedication. It's not something that just happens to us, but something that we actively create through our actions and attitudes towards others. Another important aspect of love is the idea of attachment. The Buddha taught that attachment to things or people ultimately leads to suffering, and that the key to a happy life is to cultivate detachment and equanimity. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't love or care for others, but that we should be mindful of our attachment and work to develop a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external factors. Finally, let's turn to the question of happiness and well-being. What does it mean to be truly happy, and how can we cultivate a sense of well-being in our lives? One idea that has been explored by many philosophers is the concept of hedonism, or the pursuit of pleasure. While pleasure can certainly bring temporary happiness, philosophers have argued that it's not a sustainable source of well-being. Instead, many thinkers have focused on the importance of meaning and purpose in our lives. The philosopher Viktor Frankl, for example, believed that the key to a meaningful life was to find a sense of purpose that transcends our own individual needs and desires. This could be anything from a commitment to social justice to a dedication to art or music. By aligning our lives with something greater than ourselves, we can find a sense of fulfillment and purpose that goes beyond mere pleasure. Another important aspect of happiness is the idea of gratitude. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude are happier and more resilient than those who don't. By taking time each day to reflect on the things we're thankful for, we can cultivate a sense of appreciation for the good things in our lives and find a sense of well-being that is not dependent on external circumstances. So there you have it, a brief tour through the world of philosophy. While we've only scratched the surface of this rich and complex field, I hope that you've found some wisdom and inspiration to take with you into the night. Remember, the key to living well is not to have all the answers, but to keep asking the big questions and to keep seeking out the insights of those who have come before us. So until next time, good night and sweet dreams.